free to make our own choices, or are we simply NPCs, not able to freely decide anything for ourselves, locked into a predetermined path like characters in a simulation? This question sits at the heart of the debate on free will. We may feel in control, like choosing this video or something else, but some argue that free will is simply an illusion. But is it though? Free will, which is the sensation of shaping our future and choosing our actions, feels real. It's the basis for personal responsibility in our legal, ethical systems. But some challenge the very existence of free will, arguing that if the universe is governed by strict physical laws, then every choice is simply an outcome of previous causes, a series of actions and reactions that began with the Big Bang. This deterministic view suggests if every particle's behavior could be perfectly calculated, then our entire lives would be predictable. Essentially, our decisions, actions, and choices would have been set into motion long ago, long before we were born, and our free will would be no more than a complex illusion. However, quantum mechanics introduced randomness into the equation, arguing that at the subatomic level, particles behave unpredictably, a process seen in quantum physics where particles can shift direction abruptly. But does randomness mean freedom? If our everyday decisions are influenced by random particle behaviors, it means decisions are essentially being made for us through random events, which isn't necessarily genuine choice. On the other hand, the free will side argues that understanding human choice simply from a deterministic or quantum perspective is misguided. This view brings in the concept of emergence, where complex systems display properties that aren't seen in their individual parts. For example, a drop of water is just an H2O molecule, but if you get water on your jacket, it gets wet. So small things combined create something new that doesn't exist at the level of separate molecules. Similarly, individual cells in the brain may not have preferences, but collectively they produce thoughts. So focusing on these higher emergent levels of organization, this view argues that we gain insight into complex human phenomena like consciousness and free will. Reality seems structured in distinct layers, particles from atoms which combine into molecules which build cells and so on. This means that every layer operates with some autonomy from the others. When discussing human behavior and choice, free will advocates suggest that it makes more sense to focus on the level where human minds and decisions exist, not the particle level. Just as understanding social behavior doesn't require a study of individual atoms, understanding free will might mean examining it from a human perspective rather than a quantum one. At the human level, choices are influenced by our experiences, personalities, and values. Even if we are fundamentally composed of particles, there's a level of causation in our thoughts and actions, where we, as individuals, make choices. These choices aren't simply the result of atomic interactions, but they are a result of personal, social, environmental factors. From this perspective, we can meaningfully say that we do have a role in shaping our decisions,